We're going to try to pick up the pace here a bit. Let's see. We're dealing with the Herodian genealogy, if I can find it. That was chapter 6. Herod was the first foreigner that obtained the government of the Jews. That, as I said, should be read in every theology class, Theology 101, but I'll give Eusebius a huge amount of credit for that. And also his attempt to give us the background of Herod, and also his notes about the fact that Herod changed the political structure and no longer appointed priests from the ancient lineage. So if people want to know when the situation changed in Israel, Palestine, Judea, whatever you want to call it, Holy Land, this is the moment things changed and got appreciably, some would say better, others would say worse. But this, if you're working from a New Testament perspective, is the new situation that the New Testament is presenting as the normal situation. It is not the normal situation. It's a new situation that does not represent the situation previously. So that's what's so important. And he imposed this, sort of like Joe Stalin would, by confiscating the high priestly vestments. You say, well, why didn't they just knit some new ones? I don't know why they didn't do that, but they felt these were holy vestments. Confiscating them and keeping them under his seal and only giving them to the person that he was prepared to appoint to do the high priestly duties. So previously we had the Maccabean family doing the high priestly duties. So this is definitely a huge change, and more like the picture in the Gospels of high priests, plural, chief priests, plural, different clans competing to control the high priesthood. But that was not the situation before 37 BC. So this is only when the Gospels come into being a 60-year situation, but as you see, 60 years is a long time. People think debates in America are normal, but the debates in America between presidential debates are only 40 years old. The first ones were with Kennedy and Nixon, and that was 40 years ago. So 60 years, you see, already things seem pretty routine and ancient by the time 60 years passed. Now the genealogy of Christ, 7. And he shows the two different genealogies here. But if you look at the two versions of the genealogies of Jesus, one in the Gospel of Matthew and the other in the Gospel of Luke, I think, you will find that they don't agree. And that isn't just the way religious-minded people try to pass it off. Maybe some minister or priest told them that's the explanation, but that's not sufficient. This is the genealogy of the mother, the other is the genealogy of the father. That won't work because the names of the genealogies don't agree with each other at certain points. So the genealogies are not in agreement in terms of the names of who begat who, etc. And therefore, you say, which is the true genealogy? Well, if two things don't agree with each other, basically you have to set them both aside to even get a real one because you don't know which is the accurate. If either is accurate. But those two genealogies, if I had a harmony of the gospel here, I would be able to show you where they don't agree, but I don't have it with me, so I don't want to waste too much time. But you'll look at some of the names. I think it's Saltiel or someone and his parentage don't agree with the one in the other genealogy, etc. In any case, the explanation that this is the father's and that's the mother's wouldn't help either because Jesus' father isn't supposed to be his father. So how's that going to help anything? So in fact, that really doesn't prove anything either. But the main point is that Mark and Luke don't agree in their genealogies. I don't know how he resolves it here, and I'm not going to even try to see because Eusebius is an Orthodox churchman. But there is a point at the end of all this. The robbers of Idumea attacking Ascalon on the coast, led Antipater away captive, together with other booty. And he was the son of one Herod, a minister of the temple. The priests were not able to pay the ransom. Antipater was trained, therefore, among the Idumeans. That's why we get the Herodians as Idumeans. But they're really, now who lived on the coastline? Greeks, apparently. Hellenized Greco-Palestinians of some kind. And then, so this is how this Antipater got important. He met Hyrcanus, who was the Maccabean person exercising power at that time in the 1st century BC. He managed to ingratiate himself with him and acted as an intermediary with the Roman forces. Helped bring Pompey into the country on Hyrcanus' side, brought the Romans into the country. So Herod's family were from the beginning instrumental in bringing the Romans into Palestine. They probably would have come anyway, but they used that to further their own political ambitions. So right again from the start, Herod's family, his father, was a Roman operator.